undefeated. Undefeated.
409 The Heat Sports presents Mad Sports. I am your host, David Hicks, and my co-host,
Richard Championship Cowboys James.
Richard, look.
Woo!
No, hold on.
That's
Before
good.
you even start on the weekend, I want to first be the humble one to come on this show. It was a big weekend.
It was domination.
Listen,
Sunday.
don't interrupt yet. Just let me have my piece, then I'm going to let you run with it, okay? It was a big win, huge game. It is what the team needed at the right time.
That's true.
It was what the coach needed. It was what the city needed. It was what the fans needed. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about none other than Astros baseball. Because without the Astros win and Altuve doing what he did, we would not have the win that we had. Nothing else big happened this weekend except for those Astros getting to the World Series, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah!
It was a
World
complete
Series
win. Cowboys
victory.
and Astros.
Who? It was all about the Astros. I'm
since we're-
not sure what Cowboys
Since
team we're talking about.
celebrating,
Let's
I
celebrate.
brought
You have cookies in there?
Some victory cookies for you.
Victory cookies.
Yeah, we got little special cookies we made. I'd like to share with you.
Oh, awesome.
Just like the U.S. Postal Service, the Eagles don't deliver on Sundays.
Right there, they don't deliver, but my Astros do. I'm not sure what game he's talking about, but go Astros.
Brought one for the producers. Jets fans have a cookie.
No, Astros,
got-
baby. World Series bound. I'm
Like,
telling you.
Every Cowboys game, Eagles game, you get a picture of all the flags with the ref. Didn't matter this week.
It didn't matter
That
this
was-
week because the Astros didn't need
And that'll be
referees
mine.
to win another one.
And because next week is
That's a dud.
Halloween.
Just like my.
we're getting in the season spirit. Cowboys will be there with another victory. So eat up. We're celebrating. Keep
Astros,
up in
baby.
those Cowboys
'Cause I am
wins.
all about those Astros. I don't know any other game
so
that was
smoky
of
in here.
importance this weekend, but I do know those Houston Astros. As you can see, I got the throwback on, and we're just excited for those Astros. But you know what?
We're-
No.
We're both in championship
All right,
jerseys.
I gotta
That's-
stop.
That's
I gotta,
good.
That's too much. Look, let me not show enough skin here. Make sure that doesn't all go crazy. And
Our
and
ratings
you're right.
just went down.
You're right. Let me give props where props is due. And
So, another championship jersey. There we go.
it is the start of NBA basketball season.
It is.
So let's get excited about them because that's all I know what's going on this week. How about that NBA season?
We've
We're
named
getting straight
the
into it.
championship basketball
It's
team,
championship night.
championship baseball,
Here
and
at
championship
Mad
football.
Sports.
Nothing but champions at this
Bring it
table.
rain, baby, Astros and Houston Rockets.
And Cowboys. Nothing but champions at this table.
We're not worried about those Dallas Cookie
Let's
Cowboy
put
cutters.
Tasmanian Devil's head back on.
You know what?
He is proper.
One more for the home team. My Houston Rockets and my Houston Astros. I don't know of any other big sports events that happen, but I do know that I am not going to run out of these all night long, and we're going to be cleaning up all night
He has
long.
no argument.
Just like those Houston Astros. Look, I tried on Sunday to watch some football. There wasn't really much going on. I
Nothing
don't
but
know.
victories.
A couple bye games. I think your team played. I'm not really sure, but I do know it is all about those Houston Astros. Look,
I
they
think
say
your
we don't
team
talk
forgot to
enough.
show up.
They say we
I
don't
think
talk
your
enough
team didn't
baseball.
show up. You're
my,
right.
My team was on a bye. Carolina right there. I don't even know what y'all are talking about. Bye for Carolina.
And bye for
Got
the
a
Eagles.
dud.
And bye. That's about how the
That
Eagles
must have
played.
been an Eagles
That was
one.
the Eagles.
That
right
was
there.
the Eagles one. Look, this is Mad Sports, and I'm crazy about my Astros and my Houston Rockets, and the fire marshal's about to come in. But look, this is for the commercial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mad Confetti, right here, brought to you by 409 The Heat Sports. I am your host, David Confetti Hicks.
And Richard James, thanks for a little confetti party. Congratulating the Cowboys for that victory.
Okay, well,
appreciate it, David.
I'll
That
be
was
serious
nice.
now, all right? I am going to give the Cowboys a little bit of credit.
That's a
All
good look.
This is my Cowboys little bit of credit, okay? You see that? That's the, hold on, gotta turn it to gangster. All right, that's the little bit of credit I'm gonna give the Cowboys
We'll
this
take
week.
any credit.
All right?
After those 3 losses in a row.
Look, this was a game they needed, all right?
That's the truth.
So this is why I'm giving them a little bit of credit this week. This little hat won't even stay on. That's how little credit they're getting. Philadelphia did not show up to play
Obviously.
at all. Dallas comes out with a 37-10 victory. I hate to use must win,
It was.
but
in my
it was
opinion.
it was a must win, and I'm gonna take this trash off.
And they
'cause this thing
dominated
gonna
all
stay
phases
on.
of the game. So
I'm gonna put that right there for everybody at home. That's my little bit of credit I'm giving to the Dallas Cowboys. All
Hey,
right,
we'll take it a step at a time. That's
That's-
the first step. You
that's
put your toe in the
that's
water.
a
We're good.
Zeke Elliott glitter special right there. He comes with a
I can
nose.
see him wearing that.
Comes with a nose ring. So Wentz shows up at atrocious 16 for 26 with 191 yards,
Guess who's
1
not
touchdown,
in the MVP race?
1 interception, 2 fumbles. Dak was not amazing,
No.
but he only missed 6 passes, 21 out of 27 for 239 yards.
He managed the game.
1
He did his
touchdown,
job.
1 interception, 1 rushing touchdown. Zeke runs for 111. He has a touchdown. He averaged almost 5 yards per carry, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and he was fiery. Ran
Yeah.
over some people, juked some people.
Amari Cooper with 5 receptions for 106 yards. He has been a real mainstay of that offense.
Right.
It's amazing to see the difference when they're healthy at the offensive line.
Especially with Tyrone Smith and Lyle Collins. That was a huge difference.
They dominated in yards. 4 turnovers by Philly. You cannot win a football game with 4 turnovers,
No,
usually
just
in
ask
the
the
NFL.
Cleveland Browns.
Just ask the Cleveland Browns
They'll tell you.
for decades now. So
Then Maher, the kicker for the Cowboys, became
there.
the first NFL kicker to make 3 60-plus yard field goals in a career.
and there's another reason they get this little bit of credit right here. This hat may get bigger. This hat
We
may
would
get
like to see
bigger.
that get bigger.
If y'all keep doing what y'all are doing, I'm gonna get that. Yeah, I might. Yeah, that's too much credit. Right now, they just get a little bit of credit. But I was impressed to see them bounce back. Garrett, as a lot of experts are still saying, especially with the college coaches coming out like Urban Meyer saying, "Hey, I would take the Cowboys job." We talked about it earlier on the weekend. Who wouldn't?
Who exactly?
There's a lot of coaches. There's a lot of main coaches in the NFL right now that take the Dallas Cowboys job because it's still the
Put you
Cowboys
center
job.
stage. Exactly. In the limelight.
The other Texas team did not fare so well.
No, it was a close game though.
It was a
Came
close
down to the
game,
end.
but in Indianapolis, later on, I'll get into Mr. Bill O'Brien again. If he shows up in another one of our segments again, don't be shocked. Watson was 23 for 34 with 308 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions that were just bad plays.
Right.
You're throwing off your back foot across the field, not a good play. Hyde, 35 yards. Duke Johnson, 34 yards.
Yeah.
Watson, 32
They have a
yards.
running issue.
They have a serious running
yeah,
issue.
they
When your
haven't found it
quarterback
yet.
only runs for 30 yards and he's almost your leading rusher, they've got to do something to square up that. Jacoby Brissett, though, really impressive. 26 for 39, 326 yards, and a career-high 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. He's definitely taken over the reins from Andrew Luck.
Like easily. It just
Yeah.
looked like he
It's
steps
seamless
right
transition.
in. Yeah,
They're
very
looking
well.
strong.
Hilton, of course, every game he plays against the Texans, it's like he just gets ready to eat. 6 catches for 74 yards, a touchdown. Zach Pascal, 6 catches, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Eric Ebron, penalties. They've got him a 3-and-out stupid penalty where the Houston defender gets a personal foul on Eric Ebron. He comes down the tight end. He had 4 catches for 7 yards, and the big touchdown he caught where he tiptoes it with one hand.
Nice.
That was a game changer to me. And
That
then
was the number one highlight of the week.
and then the end of the game, the clock management, the safety, I'm going to get into all that later, but a big loss to me for Houston. They really could have shored themselves up by going into Indy and winning. Green Bay is looking like a new Green Bay out of nowhere.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers all
They're
of a sudden
looking
came.
scary.
That propelled Aaron Rodgers into first place in the MVP race, according to the experts. Whether you agree or not, he's currently they're calling
Perfect
him.
passer rater.
Yep.
First ever in Green Bay
I know.
history.
He
And
finally
think
joins
about
Dak
think
in
of-
having a perfect passer rating.
Think about a little bit of credit right there.
Exactly.
We already went through that. We're moving on now. Okay. I know it's hard for you because you got your whole uniform
I'm
on.
still
and
a little
you-
excited.
Hoping they put you in. I got more poppers if you need one. But perfect passer rating, first ever in Green Bay history. Think of the great quarterbacks have been through there. I mean, the fact that Favre never had that.
Exactly.
He threw for 25 for 31, 429 yards,
5
touchdowns to 5 different receivers.
Exactly.
Moving the ball around. The Patriots do what they do again, and they played some team that won last week. So that's
If you take
the crazy thing is, real quick, y'all lost to the Jets last week.
Exactly.
A little bit of credit this week.
I'm still. I have
How?
no defense of that.
Because
Yeah.
they came and just didn't even show up.
Exactly. Either New England's New England's defense. If you play fantasy football,
I have, and I have New
and
England
you have New
all
England's
year.
defense. Well, if their defense was an offensive player, they would be the 6th ranked QB for the year. They would be the 4th ranked wide receiver for the year. They'd be the 3rd ranked running back for the year, and they'd be the 1st ranked tight end for the year based on the points they've put up.
I believe it, man.
So
Their
they're
defense
putting
now
up-
has it been the teams they play, or has it just been that defense is the same?
We're about to find out over this next stretch that they have coming up because they will be playing the Cowboys soon, in about a month.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they have some other teams that are really good that they have on their schedule.
The Saints continue to win. They're now 6-1 with a win over the Bears. The Ravens go into Seattle with a huge win, in my opinion. Just a big win. Lamar Jackson, he did not have a great day throwing the ball.
But his legs worked.
116 yards. This is his 3rd time this year. He's had more rush yards than the opposite team.
Exactly.
Dude, he's cutting up the league right now. He reminds me of a smaller Michael Vick when Michael Vick popped on the scene. Now, he doesn't have the arm like Vick does, but he is running
If he stays on
a
this
little bit of
trajectory,
Russell Wilson
he'll
type.
actually
you know?
outrush Michael Vick by over 300 yards by the end of the season. Michael Vick had over 1,000 yards rushing. to lead
He's
the
been
NFL.
impressive. Let's talk about the backup real quick. Ryan Tannehill out of nowhere.
Yeah. Miami wishes they had him back.
312 passing yards and 2 touchdowns with a win over the Chargers. What I tell you about those Chargers?
They're tanking.
But they're horrible. 49ers are 6-0 for the first time since 1990. 9-0 in the mud game. 9-0. Big
There's a lot of
exciting game
sliding,
there, but it
a lot
was
of
fun.
sliding and fun.
Looked like fun.
It did.
And then the biggest news to me coming out besides Cowboys winning, and to me that is big news because they needed that. And to go up against a rivalry and a division rivalry on top of that and come with that win is big. But the Chiefs win on Thursday night, but they lose Mahomes.
They do.
And it could be for a few weeks,
Exactly.
few games. Do you see this being a problem for them going forward, or can Moore hold it together at least for a few weeks for them?
I think Moore, because of the talent surrounding him, does have a chance to. I don't think he will. I think they're going to really suffer because they have some strong teams coming up.
I think they suffer defensively.
I think they're going to suffer defensively. Other team, they won't be able to keep up with other teams. So yeah, I see a slide for the Chiefs coming over the next few weeks, and we don't know if it's 3 weeks or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
For Mahomes, that's going to make a difference. It makes a difference for my fantasy football team as well. But I was lucky because my opponent had the Atlanta quarterback
Well, I had
who went out,
Mahomes,
so
and
I still came out
And I was
ahead.
unlucky because I left about 90 freaking points on the
Exactly.
bench. Before we go to break, we'd like to tell y'all about a huge giveaway we're going to be doing. We're actually giving away a $50 Academy gift card. We are partnering with @Fever Central. That's FEVER_Central. on Instagram to bring you this huge giveaway. Basically what you do is you follow Fever Central, and you also follow us at Mad Sports Show, and then tag 3 friends. That'll put you in the running for a $50 Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card. We will be announcing the winner on October 31st, where we'll be picking randomly. Don't miss out on this chance to win. Look, it's Academy. Everybody loves Academy.
Everybody.
Get all kinds of stuff. So make sure you go follow at Fever_Central and follow at Mad Sports. Tag 3 friends. On the break, we'll show you the awesome video giving y'all more information about it. But go tag, see if you can win a chance for your $50 gift card. And we will be right back with our picks for the NFL for next week here on Mad Sports.
Defeated. Undefeated. Who do you think that you are? When I tell y'all that I run things, y'all better believe me. Spin the earth on my finger like round ball. I'm a globe trotter. That's easy. No lie. Boy, y'all got me messed up. Not Buddha, Mohammed, not Dane. Show ain't no.
Make sure you follow us. Make sure you follow at Fever Central, follow at Mad Sports, and get in that giveaway. And we're back, and it's time to get into NFL picks. How we looking, man? I know I'm still behind, but that's okay.
You're staying closer now, but for the year you're 58-47-1. I'm 68-37-1.
I like to work from behind.
Yeah. Well.
I like to work from behind.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to pick up some speed if you make up that difference. Anyway, we better get right to the picks before this show just deteriorates quickly.
Gets canceled for the adult rating.
Exactly. He's had sucked in too much smoke on those poppers over there.
Those poppers, I have them, boy, tell you what.
But a Cowboys win like that will make your head spin, so we're going to
Yeah, you notice a little bit of credit is gone.
We're going to go ahead and jump right in.
Long, did it?
With Thursday night's game.
Let's get into it.
Your roaring Redskins at the Vikings.
Versus those vicious Vikings. That's who I'm going for. Let's go Vikings.
All
Come
right.
on, Minnesota. I believe in the wrecking crew.
We both have those. Obviously, Kirk Cousins all of a sudden playing.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Hey, it's like when people call my shot off and talk trash, nothing but buckets.
Between Dalvin Cook and
Kirk Cousins all out of nowhere is like, oh, you want to talk trash on me? Let me throw these touchdowns in your face. We saw it worked out for Zach Brown. He's now cut. Next.
Yes. Then Sunday's lineup, we have Seahawks at Falcons.
I think the
Pretty
Seahawks
obvious.
come back. They need to bounce back after that loss to home at home. Russell Wilson's playing really well right now. So
We don't even know if Matt Ryan will be on the field.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, he's leading as far as making starts, second place. But
it's
this might-
Atlanta ain't got no hope, even when he was. Let's be honest.
Next game, Broncos at Colts.
I'm going Colts.
All right.
Playing
we
at
both
home,
are.
I think Brissett really showed me something, poise and character, and the way he threw the ball around. He's a really solid quarterback, and I don't think Denver has much this year.
I agree. So far we have the same picks. Moving on to the first game where I had a little trouble. Two teams. It's a
that's not a good. That's
Buccaneers at Titans. Sorry, anyone that's a fan of either of those teams. It's just not your year.
It's just not your year, but that's why I'm going with the Titans, because Ryan Tannehill, I believe off the bench and into the Hall of Fame. Let's go Tannehill.
I'm right there with you. So we both have the Titans. Next game, Cardinals at Saints.
Now, Saints' run has to end at some point,
But Drew Brees might be back this week.
and it won't be this week, so we're going Saints.
Saints. Both have Saints. Bengals at Rams. As bad as the Rams are doing,
They ain't
they're not
doing as bad as
the
Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Let's go Rams.
Our picks are identical to this point. Next, we have, this is a good one. Eagles at Bills.
Well, look, the Eagles really let me down this week,
You're a fan of the week, though.
but I'm going with my Bills. They're looking strong.
They are.
And they're going to go into Philly and destroy.
Yep, we both have the Bills. Bills are 9th in the power rankings, whereas the Eagles have plummeted to 15th. So
And steadily going down. I heard they went to 16th while we were filming this show.
next, we have the Chargers at Bears. This one I had a little trouble with.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm going Chargers.
Oh, well, I
I do
did
not
too.
believe in Chicago at all anymore. And the
don't either.
Chargers are garbage too, but
Although I did hear a rumor that may interest you.
Oh.
There's kicked around that
Dicka's coming
that,
back to coach? Because
no,
that's
that
about the only way that Chicago's going to have any
some were saying
victories.
that Cam Newton may be looking traded to the Bears.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. There's nothing substantiating.
he's got to
that
get off
claim,
his
but
ankle first.
It's true.
If you want to take him while he's broke, sure. I don't know.
I don't know either. Either way, he's not going to be there this week. It's not going to be enough to
it's
save
not
the
going to
Bears.
matter at this time.
Although the Bears have a good defense, they just don't have enough offense to
No,
support
not
it.
at all. They're trying to buy out Trubisky's contract now, and I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the fans. There's a GoFundMe right now. I sent 50 cents in. You know how hard that is to do through a PayPal? Let's go.
I don't know. Giants at Lions.
I'm going with Detroit.
I am too.
Man, look
Man,
here.
you're not going to make any ground if we pick the same
well,
teams.
if you'd stop picking all my winners, no wonder you're in the lead.
We have Jets at Jaguars.
I am going with those JAX Jaguars. Because the Jets shouldn't. Hopefully, this is not on national TV because the Jets should not be on another nationally televised game until 2000.
Saying they should ghost it.
Oh, too soon? Too soon for that joke?
It is Halloween coming up soon.
And
so
the coaches were mad that they aired that.
I didn't see a problem with it because, hey,
he sucked.
that happens.
Hey, he ghosted
never
himself.
Then we had the Panthers at the 49ers.
This is my upset pick of the week. Off of a bye week, 49ers have to lose a game this year. This is the one. Let's go, Carolina.
I'm in complete agreement. You're not going to
This
plead
dude here.
But I have, and it's right here.
Copycat Jones.
Panthers,
Well, my
already in
computer
here.
says that the Carolina's going to win.
I'm going for the upset as well. I think McCaffrey is going to be fresh. He's going to come in there and
Yeah, I think they're going to.
I think
Allen and
this will
McCaffrey,
be-
baby. Let's go.
I agree. I think this is the week the 49ers go down. Raiders at Texans.
This is a hard game, and
It
this
is
is
a
one of
hard
those games that Houston's got to bounce back with a victory. I'm picking Texans
I am too.
almost out of my heart, but I really don't think Oakland has too much to run with this year. They haven't really showed me too much. This is one of those games, if Houston loses, then they're just Houston again.
They are.
As they've been for the last few years.
Being that we're 80 miles down the road, when it's this close, you got to go with the home team.
Got to go with the home team, unless it's Dallas, and then I'm not going with the home team. Next.
We're going to let that slide because
No, we're not.
so
'cause
happy
I already
about
took
the
my little
weekend.
bit of credit and threw that. It's gone now. Next.
Next is Patriots. We'll just move on.
Yep. Next.
Patriots at Browns. Oh, well, Browns at Patriots, irregardless.
Where is it at?
Patriots
It's in
victory.
Cleveland?
No, it's in New England.
Oh, well, even better then. That means Cleveland might not. They're getting be even worse. We want to pick how much? I'm going to say at least 35-13. Just write that down.
I'm gonna write down.
35-13. And let's see
Dave's
how close I
tiebreaker
am.
of the week.
Tiebreaker of the week. 35-13. I get an extra point if I'm within 2 points of that. Let's do it. I love it. It's a great idea. Thank you.
It's good. Packers at Chiefs.
This is going to be a good game. Last week when that
Yeah,
quarterback
if
wasn't
Mahomes
hurt.
was in there.
We're going Green Bay.
Yeah, without Mahomes,
Have we picked them all the same?
we have.
Jeez.
This is not looking good for you
This is
making up any
riveting
ground.
television.
Our producers, though, have picked opposite ones.
Well, good for them, but
That's
nobody
why-
knows who
that's
they
why
are.
they're behind the
Stars
camera.
of the show right here. Next. We love our producers. I'm just kidding. As they turn off the camera. Super gonna have a cat filter on his face throughout next show.
It was better than a Dolphin filter. And that's
Oh.
our next game. Dolphins at Steelers.
I want to pick the Dolphins just because I know you picked the Steelers,
did
but
pick
I
the
can't
Steelers.
pick the Dolphins because they're horrible.
We both had the Steelers. So we're in agreement. Hey, with our picks, even your picks right now, it'd still be good for most people.
If we go undefeated this week, well, I'll be shocked. But
would too.
then look, we need to go put some money on these picks because if we pick together, I feel strong about this. Look, those are our picks of the week. I need a victory or two, but I'm not going to catch up even if I get all victories this week. This is going to be the week I have a perfect week.
Right.
So what's going to
exactly.
happen? We'll be right back. Mad Sports. We are back. 409 The Heat Sports presents Mad Sports. Make sure you are following us on Instagram and Twitter at Mad Sports Show.
And this is my favorite segment.
Is it?
Yeah. Let's sit back with the rest of them and watch. I enjoy this.
Well, this week, a lot of my fans have been hitting me up, and, with fan letters and emails and things telling me, look, all you do is trash football. And it's true because there's been a lot. It's football season a lot. So this week expands a little bit besides just football, but we'll start simple.
There's no shortage of trash in the football.
Really easy one right off the bat. I hope they lose every game so we can hear those 72 Dolphin players just mad as heck because they have not only the 0-16, but an undefeated team too, Miami Dolphins. Trash. Cincinnati. Look, if you're the only other team that hasn't won a game yet, and then you lost to Jacksonville
as well as
at home.
Exactly.
At home, no less. Cincinnati starting out 0-7 for the first time in like 10 years. Well, at least we don't have to worry about them losing in the playoffs this year. Trash. Atlanta Falcons. Your quarterback goes down. Like you didn't have enough problems. So, the 1-6 Atlanta Falcons, this is a rivalry for my team, division rivalry for my Panthers. I hope they just keep on losing. And I would like to say, trash. The Washington Redskins.
Yep, what you said about them applies for our Cowboys.
Applies for your Cowboys. So this is a tag team trash of the week. Washington Redskins, come on, man. No coach, no quarterback. No running back, no players. Even the fans hate them right now. And then everything about them, trash. This team really, really brought my spirits up last week. They
Just
came
for that
out,
alone, I thought you would salvage them from the pile.
But this week they came out with nothing. New York Jets from the top of the heap. Well, not the very top, but at least you beat the Cowboys last week. To the very bottom of the ashes of despair.
Seeing nothing but ghost.
Ghost! I'm going to ghost them in the trash is what we're going to do. L.A. Chargers, you 2-5. There's a lot of horrible football teams in the NFL right now. I can just take whole divisions and throw them in the trash if I wanted to, but I'm going individually right now. The Chargers, you lose to Ryan Tannehill? I didn't even know he was in the league till they brought him up on ESPN. So for that, trash. He's been on the trash pile before for all of his play calling. But I want to talk about the time clock management of one Bill O'Brien. It's the end.
He's notorious for this.
Let me paint the picture for you. It's the end of the game. You're on the road. You got about 3 minutes and some change left. Fourth down. Instead of rushing your punting team out there and hurry them up, punting the ball within about 20 seconds, leaving your timeouts and leaving time on the clock so they'll have to run 3 or 4 plays and maybe get the ball back before the 2-minute warning with a few timeouts. No. You wait the whole time clock, 34 seconds, and then you do a 9-3-40 down the sidelines. Yeah, a 9-3-40 all the way down the sidelines to get to the referee to waste a timeout just to take a safety.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien, you and your time clock management skills and your 9-3-40, trash.
It wasn't that fast?
It was probably slower than that, to be honest. Let's stay in football for a minute because we're going to get out of football in a minute here, but I'm going to stay in football just for a second. I called them out last week. I'm calling them out this week. Remember, I said you are not one of these, and I appreciate you for not being one of these. But fickle Dallas Cowboys fans, you did not get off my trash pile because as soon as the game was over, we went from fire the coach, fire the O-line, fire this, fire that, get Jerry Jones out to Super Bowl.
One extreme or the
fickle.
other.
It's either one of the, they can't just be happy in the week and be like, good win, now it's going. No, it's either got to be, it's the Sahara or it is Eden. One or the other. It's either we got all the fruits that we need or we don't have a thing. We can't find a cactus for water. I am tired of seeing these fickle Cowboys. If you love your team, that's fine. And they do love their team. But why is it so, suicide watch after a loss all the way to we're going to heaven with God himself in a Dallas Cowboys jersey off of one win. Fickle Cowboy fans, and you know who you are. Don't make me start tagging you on Instagram.
Preacher David.
Behind the back, trash. This next coach, joins my friend Bill O'Brien over here. I'm going to stay in that same game. Cowboys, Eagles. Look, players guarantee wins. Players come out all the time and you hear about them and they guarantee a win and they talk a little mess, gets them fired up. Very rarely do coaches guarantee a victory. Doug Peterson, Eagles coach. You guaranteed a win on Sunday, and then your JV team got off the bus. You left the rest of the team at one of the strip clubs that the Dallas Cowboys have all around their facilities, apparently, or they all went to...
If our show wasn't canceled earlier,
Yeah.
this might be hit here.
Adult warning content, or they all went to Six Flags across the street, or they were at Rangers aren't even playing anymore, but they probably went to a game because they sure didn't show up in Cowboy Stadium. You don't guarantee a win and then get your doors, or in this case, your wings blown off of the mascot himself. They had a bald eagle they brought to the game.
It was bald afterwards.
Yeah, it was bald before and after the game from stress. It looked like a turkey vulture by the end of the game. Eagles, coach, Doug Peterson, you guarantee to win? Well, guess what? I guarantee you made the trash. Bucket. All right, I'm going to move to baseball, and then I'm going to be done for the week. I got two. First of all, New York Yankees fans. Not everybody. Same with the Dallas Cowboys fickle fans. I know there are some good New York Yankees fans. In fact, I am not ashamed to admit that I do cheer for the Yankees on occasion. I did when I was a kid. I have many New York Yankee brim caps for the style of it. When they're playing the Astros, of course, I'm going for the Astros. Big Houston fan. But New York Yankees fans who, number one, are going at Greinke for his mental problems. Number two, are throwing beer and cussing and fighting and screaming and pissing on people and everything else they were doing. Look, it's just a game, people. Let's calm it down. Just bring it down a notch. There is no reason to lose and start throwing things out onto the field, start throwing things at other fans. This is a game. This is a game where families are here, where kids are there. What kind of example are you setting for these other people? New York Yankees fan, I was a bit ashamed by some of y'all, and you know who you are. And you can reach me at Mad Sports Show on Instagram and Twitter and call me out personally if you have a problem with me, because this is where y'all end up. And my last one is really controversial. And there's going to be some people that don't like my opinion here, and this last one's a doozy. This is for you Joe Buck haters. Look.
Our page just blew up.
Our page is going to blow up because I have seen nothing but people Joe Buck this and Joe Buck that, and I hate Joe Buck for this, and his straight teeth that, and his beautiful hair this, and he's hating on my team that, and he's a know-it-all this. Look, Joe Buck yourself already, okay? Don't hate on my man Joe Buck. Y'all that have a problem with Joe Buck, I don't get it. You hating on the man for what? I've heard he's a know-it-all. I've heard he always roots for the other team. So if that's true, that means somebody's got to like him, right?
You would think.
He does
Yankees
football
fans
games.
should love him then.
All I heard every time there's a Joe Buck on TV is Joe Buck is the worst, and Joe Buck. If your life is so miserable that you are pointing out word for word what Joe Buck says. I posted it the other day, and they were coming back with quotes. Oh, well, Joe Buck said this exactly. If you are taking that much time to know exactly what he says, like I said, Joe Buck yourself. And that goes on to trash, you Joe Buck haters. I hope y'all enjoyed my trash of the week. It's getting bigger and bigger, and the trash can's getting fuller and fuller. But we'll be right back. Mad Sports. We are back. 409 The Heat Sports presents Mad Sports. And Richard, this might be my favorite segment we've done
Talking a new sport.
ever on this show, because you know how big of an NBA fan I am and a big basketball fan. College is right around the corner.
Yes.
But as we are filming tonight and this week as the show airs.
Opening night.
Opening night, baby. I put on the throwback Elijah Wan jersey from the I had this since the 90s too. This ain't a borrowed jersey this time. This is really mine.
Well, lots to be determined with the Rockets coming up. We don't know if they're going to be fantastic
I'm excited.
or
I'm just excited for the NBA to be back and it to be totally different. Like the trades, the moves, the rookies, the veterans. It's NBA season, and I love it.
And all those movements have really shuffled the power rankings.
Talk to me.
Preseason power rankings. Who do you think's number one?
If I had to go with what the experts say, they are probably going to go somewhere out west, either Clippers or Lakers.
Milwaukee Bucks.
And that was going to be my third choice, just because of what Adamas
Exactly,
is,
him in that 5-0
I like to call
preseason.
it him over theirs.
But the Clippers were second in the power rankings, followed by Denver Nuggets, Philadelphia 76ers at fourth.
That's
Viv?
the one, right? Before we go any farther, the fact that the Denver Nuggets are third, they're one of the most slept-on teams in the league. But to me personally, I think it's way too high. They're a great team. They really are, as far as a team goes.
Right.
But without any superstars, when it comes to the clutch plays at the end, I don't think they have what it takes to move on.
Well, the next team, the Lakers, a lot of people are talking about because there's just what's beyond LeBron James and Antonio Davis.
I think people forgot, though, how good Davis was before that injury. I think people forget how versatile he is, that he can not only step out and hit a deep three, but he can shoot the mid-range jumper. His post game is ridiculous. He's quick. He dribbles the ball. He's Kevin Garnett-like. He plays like Kevin Garnett. Now he's soft as cotton.
Right, I was saying
That's
he's a
one of
little
his problems.
smaller. He's not as hard as
Like he definitely is. I don't want to say soft, but maybe brittle, maybe candy brittle. Because if you foul him hard enough, he's going to the locker room and get checked out at least once every 3 games. That is going to be the big test for them, is injuries. Same thing with LeBron. LeBron's one of the sturdiest players in the league, but he's getting up there in age. And when you get up there in age, you start taking those licks. You start hitting the ground a little more at times. It's hard to get back up.
Now your Houston Rockets came in at 6th. So we're all Houston Rocket fans here, being that we're 80 miles away from Houston. But
here's going to be their big problem.
Yeah, the experts are waiting to see which way they're going to.
The big problem with them is pickup basketball. If I'm playing pickup ball with another guy who's really cold and both of us are shooters, both of us can handle the rock, both of us can score, a lot of times in pickup ball at the rec, at churches, at the Y, wherever you're playing, you watch that other player shine. That is where they're going to run into trouble, because I'm afraid that Harden's going to be on one side, Westbrook's going to be on the other side, and when Harden has the ball, Westbrook's going to watch him. When Westbrook has the ball, Harden's going to watch him. Oh, he's going to get his 30, but did you watch him, or did you move? And did you move without the ball? Did the team
work
move?
as a team?
Do they work? If they work as a two-man tandem, push the ball like crazy, get Capella off that pick and roll, with Capella healthy and the way he's progressed, their pick and roll could be nasty because Harden with Capella has been a nasty pick and roll, and Westbrook is just another – his tenacity and just his ferociousness for the game. Now, is there enough basketball to go around is the problem.
We're going to find out pretty quickly. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, this is a personal note, being your extensive history in the Carolinas.
Yes.
Were you a Charlotte fan?
Am I a Charlotte fan?
I thought so.
It's right here, baby. Why do you think they're representing tonight?
You want to take a guess where they rank?
Way. They don't even get a little bit of credit half.
They're one rank ahead of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
24th, maybe?
Yeah, that'd be
great for them.
That'd be great for them. Try 29th. The only team they're ahead of are those Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, they lose Kemba Walker, their one star. They had one star. You had one job, Mike. One job to keep the one guy who could ball. Yeah. They're a young team. They have
nobody else cares. Moving on.
Yeah, you're right. Because they got nobody. My Hornets look good in those uniforms. That's about it. Yeah, I think Golden State's going to be a team to watch for as far as what they do.
At the moment.
Because it looks like right now Klay Thompson's not going to play all year. The fact is, to me, in the West, it comes down to the Clippers and the Lakers in a stacked West. I think teams like the Pelicans have a chance to make the playoffs this year with Zion. But he's going to have to
17th right now in the rankings.
He's going to have to lose a little weight, I believe. Not muscle.
He's the third heaviest player in the NBA.
He's just going to have to trim up some.
The other two above him are 7'3" and 7'5". So
I think a team to watch for is the Dallas Mavericks. They got a young core. I know they are. But mark my words, that's a young core that can make the playoffs.
Mark that down.
Dallas Mavericks are a team to watch. Luka and Porzingis together, plus they got some other bench role players that can really ball. But really in the West, it's going to come down to what the Clippers and the Lakers do as far as health-wise. And teams like a Denver, it's just going to be tough, that West. And then out there in the East, it's Philly, it's Milwaukee, and it's everybody else, in my opinion. Right. What do the Hawks do? What do the Wizards do? What does Brooklyn and Boston do? Those are your playoff teams, the Heat maybe. But it's really, what is Philly and Milwaukee going to do?
Right.
Those are the teams to watch for in the East. I'm excited.
Sitting on the outside, being that we're in Texas, are the Spurs. Can't be forgetting about them.
You can't ever forget about them, but they don't scare me in the slightest. The Spurs kind of, I still think they're a playoff team, but
that's what I'm talking about.
The West is just so up for grabs. Your wild card out in the West to me are the Rockets. If they mesh well, they could do it because they're going to score buckets. It's going to be fun to watch. I've already got tickets to some Rockets games. I'm excited. NBA is back, and college basketball is right around the corner, too. And we will be getting into that, especially around March Madness. Duke Blue Devils ranked 4th in the nation already.
We'll be talking about Duke in the college football segment as well.
Oh, snap. Yeah. That means that's not good. We'll be back after this. Mad Sports. We are back. 409 The Heat Sports presents Mad Sports. Richard, it's your time, man. Shine for the people at home. Richard's Rants. Let's do this.
Appreciate it. Well, today I had a rant planned, but I'm going a little different direction because Mahomes could be dangerous.
That's never a good
Mahomes went down, and as soon as that happened, whose name instantly pops back up? Kaepernick. Every time a quarterback goes down, here comes Kaepernick.
Scoot over here. We weren't canceled before.
First, we're going to talk about.
You ought to get a popper ready.
Heard some say Matt Moore's horrible. Kaepernick is fantastic. So let's talk about that first before we get into this. Let's compare some stats.
All right, I'm down.
Because neither sentiment is accurate.
Okay.
If you look at 30 games that they've each played, Kaepernick's last 30, Matt Moore's played 30. And you compare them head to head, you'll find that Moore has a better winning percentage, a better completion percentage, a better yards per attempt average, and more passing touchdowns over the same 30 games. Kaepernick has turned the ball over less and is significantly greater threat to obviously run the ball than Moore. Moore had slightly more touchdowns, but also slightly more turnovers. So the major takeaway for me in this statistical analysis is that Moore is a better passing quarterback. really across the board. And Kaepernick is a far better running quarterback. So let's look at their quarterback rating for each quarterback. Game by game, if we compare them, there are a couple of major takeaways. The first is that both of these quarterbacks have a large amount of variation from game to game. You'll find that with your backups, your quarterbacks that have a long career, there's not much variation in their game.
Yeah.
They're much more steady. So what's not so easy to see is that one quarterback has a particular lower floor in terms of his variation as well as a higher ceiling. If you take a look, it becomes rather obvious that over the last 30 starts for each quarterback, Matt Moore has objectively been a more reliable, productive passer. Not by a considerable stretch, but just enough.
Okay.
So he edges out Kaepernick. This makes even more sense when you look at the average quarterback rating for both. Moore edges out Kaepernick with an average rating of 85.92 to 83.68.
You got a lot of facts on that paper.
Yeah, I do. A few. A little bit of research.
A little bit of research.
To get to our point, we haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
But we're almost there. So, looking at that, you'll find that Moore is a more accomplished passer and Kaepernick is a more accomplished runner, as we stated. So, considering that, why are we calling out Kaepernick's name every time?
Every time.
Every time. He's obviously on the paper by the stats, not much better than most backups in the league. But I'll tell you why. It's because Kaepernick's whole incident with kneeling during the national anthem created a stage for him, put the spotlight on him.
Yeah.
He was doing it for a reason, as we all know, to protest police brutality and racial inequality. A good purpose.
Yeah.
Once the spotlight was on him, this is the message I want to send. We're all after a stage. We're all looking for that spotlight. It's once you have it, then redirect it so it becomes a positive. The cause he was going for, it's good, it's great. If you're upsetting people because the wrong intention is taken, then change the way you approach it. He has the attention. He could have done anything at that point to continue the cause. You know, kneeling before the national anthem, after it's over, you know, whatever he wanted to do, he has the spotlight and he can do good with it. We're all searching for a spotlight. I have a book series I've written, Adventures to Elements, teaches about kids' education. I'd love to have the spotlight to promote it. David over here
It's good stuff.
is an amazing rapper. He has some amazing raps about positivity. Exactly.
To all my secrets.
Telling his secrets here. He'd love to have the spotlight and it's a positive message he could send. So what I'm saying is whether you're Colin Kaepernick or Greg Hardy, who's been in a lot of trouble, but recently in the MMA fight, he was awarded a no contest because he used an inhaler. He thought he had approval. It wasn't necessarily his fault, but it put the spotlight back on him. Now, what's he going to do with that spotlight? Here's his chance to talk about a positive cause, to do something positive with it. Antonio Brown, you go to any of these people, they have the spotlight. We're all seeking the spotlight. Everybody's out there trying to get Instagram views, followers, because they have a message they want to put out there. What I think these celebrities don't realize, and these superstars, is how difficult it is to attract that spotlight, how brief that moment is. Take advantage of it, turn it into something positive. If they would think that way, the negativity they're receiving would end much more quickly. People would be like, oh, yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah.
So just step away from it. So quit being defensive and just change the narrative. You don't want to end up stubborn like Custer and make it Custer's last stand and end up being slaughtered on the battlefield.
Well, I went Custer on the sport.
without
Deep in the archives
Exactly. So turn negative into a positive is my message.
I love it, man. It's hard to get that spotlight.
It is.
It's very hard to get that spotlight. Once you
difficult.
have it,
don't waste it.
don't waste it. Like Custer. His last stance is not going to be ours because we're going to a commercial break. We'll be right back talking college football. It's Mad Sports.
Defeated. Undefeated. Who do you think that you are? When I tell y'all that I run things, y'all better believe me. Spin the earth on my finger like round ball on my globe trotter. That's easy. No lie. Boy, y'all got me messed up. Not Buddha, Mohammed, not damn. ain't
We
showing
are
no.
back, Mad Sports. We are wrapping up the show with a lot of college football.
College football makes
good.
for an exciting Saturday, and we have new rankings. One of these
Is not like the other.
threw LSU into number 2 ranking, and Clemson down to number 4.
Yeah, I think that's all just.
It's
is-
not going to matter till the playoffs.
It really isn't. I mean, the big thing that happened over the weekend is number 6 Wisconsin falls at Illinois, 24-23. They
Number
dropped
13 now,
Yeah, they dropped 7 spots. I mean, you lose to Illinois,
and they have Ohio State coming up this weekend.
which is probably another loss. They've got to beat Ohio State this weekend if they even want to be talked about in a good bowl game at this point. That was a huge loss. Texas wins in a shootout against Kansas. Texas is just, they've got a good quarterback. Next year might be a lot better
Might
for
be.
them. They're definitely, you can see, still growing. Sam Ellinger did throw 31 for 44 for 399 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Right. Now, and one thing that's a lot of people go, oh, Texas not doing so well, trash, whatever. But one thing to take into account that's interesting, Texas is ranked 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana Tech University, I'll use them as an example since it's my alma mater. They are currently 37th with a 6-1 record. Their one loss to Texas. Texas destroyed them.
Yeah.
Opening game of the season.
Yeah.
And look at the distance between the teams, 37th to 15th.
Yeah.
So by the time you jump from 15 to 1, you see the same type of situation.
Yeah.
So it just depends. It's all relative where you are.
Yeah, it is. It's very real. Speaking of relative, SMU still undefeated.
16th. They're climbing. They're right behind Texas.
SMU out of nowhere. Penn State over the Khaki Pants, Michigan, 28-21. Michigan just falls farther and farther down. I love
and they've
every
got
second of that.
Penn
Keep
State
on
coming
going.
up.
Keep on going. The Heisman hopefuls, as it were, or the Heisman field, Hurts over West Virginia or Oklahoma, 16 for 17. I don't care if that's against a JV team. Those are still good numbers. To miss one pass and you throw for 316 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 52-14
Yeah, a little bit
rout.
of running.
Man, Justin Fields for Ohio State, 18 for 23, 194 yards, 4 touchdowns in a rout. Trevor Lawrence, do we need to be worried a little bit about Trevor Lawrence this year?
Yeah, some of his passes
this-
look like they're being forced or
2
off
interceptions. He
target.
throws for 3 touchdowns, but he's 20 for 29, 233 yards. The last few games, he's just been.
he's just slinging some of those
It
down
just
the field.
seems like he doesn't have the touch right now. Whether he is looking forward to the end of the year or what, I'm not sure, but there's a little touch missing right there. Trevor Lawrence just not with quite that touch. Big thing in Alabama, they go on a route, but they lose Tua. He threw
right.
11 for 12, 155 yards, 1 interception, and an ankle injury. He's at least out for next week, if not farther. Nick
But they
Saban's-
still win.
They still win, yeah, for sure, because they have probably 9 backups on that team at
Exactly.
quarterback that are probably all 9-star recruits, if you can even have that. Tua's out though, and that's a big thing for
That's a big
Alabama.
thing.
So it's next man up over there.
Opens
Burrow,
up the Heisman race as well.
It
and
does.
solidifies Burrow as a strong leader.
25 for 32, 327 yards and 4 touchdowns. He just keeps slinging the ball around. He is loving the new offensive coordinator. As you said, the rankings change a little bit, but still that top 5 is pretty much the same on the coaches in the AP.
Yes.
Some big games this weekend to look forward to. Wisconsin and Ohio State, like we named before. Wisconsin's got to get a
It's a
victory
must
here.
win
Must
for
win,
Wisconsin.
definitely. Number 9 Auburn versus number 2 LSU. This is a big test for LSU. That SEC is always hard, and this is one of their big matchups, of course. Michigan, I just like picking on them. So they're ranked number 19th, and they got to go against Notre Dame, another team I hate with passion. 8. So I'm looking for Michigan to lose one more for me. I just want to see them drop out of the top 25. I just want to see khakis on the ground. Pants on the ground, khakis on the ground. I don't know why. And I don't really have anything against them, but just lose. Why not? I love it. Michigan fans, I'm sorry. I only like the Fab Five. And then you got beat by my team, Duke. But that's a whole other subject. What else are we looking forward to in college football?
Penn State versus Michigan State.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And one that we have that is of interest for you since you spent a lot of time living in this area of the country is Duke at North Carolina. And we've got North Carolina with Mac Brown bringing it. So
yeah, there's
Duke,
probably no one else who cares about that game except for people in North Carolina.
although
but
Duke
I'm down.
did come off a 6 overtime loss to Virginia Tech. 6 overtimes.
Duke's football,
Duke has won the last 3 games against North Carolina.
Hey, when I was a
margin of
youngster,
6.
we didn't even mention Duke football. That's how bad they were. So the fact that they're even having some good teams.
Hey, they're 55th in the country.
Hey, which is amazing for Duke football. Actually, the last few years they've got to a few bowls and they've done a lot better. But nobody cares. College basketball is about to start, and that's the only thing Duke fans care about. Let's be honest. Greatest
Same for
basketball.
North Carolina.
Same for North Carolina. But there is hope.
Because of Mac Brown,
There
this
is
an
hope.
interesting game.
It's an
on the
interesting
weekend.
game, and I think they could be on the rise because Mac Brown, he looks younger on the sidelines. Not
does.
physically, of course, but he's smiling, and he told his wife he's having fun, and I think that's where,
I think that's the key. He's having fun.
he's having fun. He wouldn't have gone back if he wasn't having fun, and he's going back to really kind of the team that made him before he went over to Texas. This is where really as they say, the cream rises to the top. This is it right here. College football, these are the weeks that will determine that top 4. Before you know it, it's going to be, 12 season, this season's over. It's right coming up. So these teams have got to step up. Does Alabama fall back a little bit against Arkansas this weekend? Doubtful. But you're putting in a new quarterback, changes everything about them because Tua is for sure a great quarterback and leading college as one of the top quarterbacks in the Heisman race. So,
and there's always hope for teams like we laugh about Duke and North Carolina moving up, but if you think back maybe a decade ago, Nebraska, powerhouse. Florida State, powerhouse. Yeah. Well, Nebraska is currently 58th in the country, and Florida State 61st.
Barely has a football team.
Yeah.
They don't
Texas Tech, when they have Mahomes, way up there. Now they're down to 63rd. So things can change. University of Miami, 75th.
They're over there in the trash pile
Exactly.
with their Miami Dolphins. Everything in Miami except for the cocaine is not working. That's maybe it's there's bad cocaine now.
I think that's our third strike of the day for this show.
Well,
David's comments.
Between the Colin Kaepernick stuff and all the adult talk, we've been going in this show. Look, we hope y'all enjoyed it. Remember, we're doing a $50 Academy gift card giveaway. We're partnering with @Fever_Central on Instagram. Huge giveaway. How you enter is follow Fever_Central and follow Mad Sports Show. Tag 3 friends, and you will be automatically entered in our Academy gift card giveaway. And we hope that you win. And if you do win, not only will you win a gift card, but I might personally give you one of those. It's Mad Sports, 409 The Heat Sports. We will see you next week. I'm David. He's Richard.
We look forward to seeing you again.
Undefeated. Undefeated. Who do you think that you are? When I tell y'all that I run things, y'all better believe me. Spin the earth on my finger like round ball. I'm a globe trotter. That's easy. No lie. Boy, y'all got me messed up. Not Buddha, Mohammed, not Dane. Show ain't no D.